Nelson Tung Lumbres, co-founder Isla Camp. Nelson Tung Lumbres, co-founder Isla Camp, a Web3 accelerator supporting Philippine projects to launch globally. With a background in traditional banking, he now leads the Philippines for Rise in X Stellar, helping builders scale on Stellar and grow the Web3 ecosystem.
Thank you.
Daryl Lim, General Partner, Thrive Ventures. Daryl Lim focuses on Web3 investments and enterprise go-to-market strategies, supporting startups in AI, infrastructure, and liquidity growth. He previously built AI companions in the metaverse and worked with Fortune 500 clients to develop innovation labs and corporate venture programs. Max Moris, CEO and co-founder, Cicada. Max Morris co-founded Cicada, a Dubai-based market-making firm serving over 60 clients globally. With over 9 years in token economics and exchange strategy, he has overseen over 1,000 token listings and managed over $100 million in AUM and a team for over 90 experts. Alina Samoilova, Head of Growth, Funders.vc. Alina Samoilova has over 5 years of experience in private crypto communities, driving growth, revenue operations, and scalable systems through deep global network connections. Dom De Leon, Executive Director, DEFCON Philippines. Dom De Leon leads DEFCON, the Philippines' largest tech community spanning 11 chapters nationwide. With over a decade in advertising, fintech, and startup leadership, he champions an inclusive tech talent ecosystem.
Okay.
Richard Stangland, Chief of Staff, Lunar Digital Assets. Richard Stangland oversees operations at Lunar Digital Assets, driving incubation and growth for projects including Polygon and QuickSwap, while managing investor relations, global events, and strategic partnerships across the ecosystem.
Okay, good. Let's make some noise for our judges, please. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, I think it's gonna be fun. All right, so the agenda is quite simple. Each project will have 3 minutes to pitch. We're going to see the presentation here. The timer will be on, so if you go over time, sorry guys, I will have to cut you. Then we go to the Q&A session. So our judges, please prepare your uncomfortable questions. You will have 5 minutes to roast each startup. Then we move on to the next one. You give each startup a score. Then in the end, we calculate it and define the winner. As simple as that. Are we ready for the first pitch? Okay. From Singapore, joining us as the first presentation today is the CEO and co-founder of SONZAI Labs, Ryan Fu. Ryan, we're ready for you. Please support Ryan. Hey, let's go. Okay, take the podium. We have your presentation ready. Yes? All right. Let's put the timer up and action.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ryan Fu, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of SONZAI Labs, and we are building a compounding mind layer for AI agents. Now, you might ask what a mind is, so I'm going to explain, right? So, we believe that every agent, in order to improve at what they do in their jobs as AI employees and how they work in our lives, they need a mind. And what does it mean? It means that they can work, they can compound in what they do over time. There's going to be a long-running performance. And what we build is really a managed agent runtime, which focuses on the memory frameworks that focus on storing what, who, why, when, and we really build a framework that allows us to handle growing relationships with users over time. So models are brains, and what we call agents are models plus tools. But every team should own their model-agnostic harness over time, which is what we call mind. And SONZAI, which is what we're building, the SONZAI mind layer, what we do is we allow teams to build their own moat. And what we believe is that deploying this and unlocking the value of AI workflows in an enterprise environment is really non-trivial. And I explained why we're the right people to do that later on. So the SONZAI mind layer is really a platform for building agents that can relate and grow and compound with users over time. And what we do is we expose SDKs in TypeScript, Python. We have an OpenClaw plugin. We have an Hermes plugin. And the core idea is that any application that you're trying to build, any agentic solution you're trying to build, you can use the SONZAI mind layer, and you can have these agents that compound and understand your users. As the landscape of the foundation model labs continues to produce better performing models, we actually enable for the evals to actually support you maintaining your relational mode. It's very important that companies and startups maintain their own relational mode and do it in a model agnostic fashion, as opposed to relying on one single model provider. So the core idea is that SONZAI enables you to have just-in-time context, the right memory, role, and relationship assembled per request. So we've done benchmarks as well. So this is a benchmark on Longmem eval as well as Zootopia. So agents built with SONZAI actually perform better over time, and eventually we allow for substitution of cheaper models to improve results. You can see over in session 30 on Zootopia, we actually perform better than MEM0 with a cheaper model compared to frontier level models without SONZAI. Traction and go-to-market. This is the most fun part, right? We work with AI employees, startups out of San Francisco. So one of the companies that we work with is called Aragon, right? We closed a contract with them where we're basically helping them with the memory layer. It's an A16Z backed startup that raised 12 mil. We also work with enterprise clients. Some in the pipeline that we're working with are real estate sales companies real estate development companies, top 5 in the Philippines, actually, which is where we are right now, and we're actually going to have conversations with them more over the week. Finally, we have some research partnerships with CMU, right, where we are working to offer SONZAI to teams building agents. So our background, I used to be a venture investor at Delphi Digital. I was a game designer at Limit Break on a game called Puzzle Panic. They raised $200 million to work on that. I did computer science at UNUS. My co-founder is an AI architect at DBS and OCBC previously.
The time is up, Ryan. Thank you so much.
Connect with us.
Okay, a big round of applause. Thank you, Ryan. Okay, judges, you ready to go with the questions? Can we set up the timer? 5 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, I think if I can ask the first question, this is a great idea. This great idea, to be honest. I think I really want to test this, but of course we don't have time. But my question is, how can you convince let's say, as per your example there, a big real estate company, how are you going to convince to use your product?
How we convince them to use the
And
product?
just want to add another question. What is I'm not sure if that's the right question, the error rate or percentage wherein
Nelson,
there will be
can you
flaws?
formulate the question real quick because we have 4 minutes.
Right, so two questions you have, right? One is, how do you convince large real estate companies to use your product? And I would say there's a combination of relationships, where's the moat. We're thankful to have investors based out of the Philippines who made warm intros to these companies. And so it's much easier to have these conversations, and there's already a baseline level of trust involved. The second is, of course, approaching it from an outcome-based perspective. So you actually go there and you're not saying like we have an agentic solution. We say, hey, we're going to help you close more leads. We're going to help you enrich your leads. We're going to help you qualify your leads. We're going to help you generate leads. We're going to help you increase the conversion rate. These are the important things that they need to hear to actually get the buy-in. And then deeply to understand what they need. You're not just selling a SaaS. You're actually building something that is integrated into what their enterprise actually needs. So you're actually listening to them and understanding their existing workflow and how you can map into their existing goals as well. So for example, one of the teams that we're working with, they have recently adopted Salesforce into their operations, right? So the question is, how can you increase adoption of Salesforce? That's something that our solution, whenever we pitch to them, and the initial pilot that we work on with them, actually has addressed that directly, and then as well as provide the fertile ground for future operations. So how we think of SONZAI is actually a relationship intelligence layer that actually can help you understand and map workflows within your company as well, and then, build future solutions on top of that. So I think it's about building ongoing relationships and kind of seeing it for the long term as opposed to something that's very short term, something that you can just sell and move on. Enterprise deals take a long time, as everyone knows.
Hey, Ryan. On developer ecosystem, I'm curious why you didn't include Quen on the benchmark, and why didn't you include Quen in the benchmark, and what's your enterprise compliance strategy?
So you had two questions, sorry. So one was the enterprise compliance strategy. What's the other question, please?
I'm curious why you didn't include Quen on the benchmark.
Oh, why don't we include Quen on the benchmark? Okay, so we get free credits from Google Cloud. So we run using our free credits on the evals. So that's why we use Gemini to begin with. It's expensive to run evals actually, because you got to run them many times. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons. I think the second reason was enterprise compliance, right? So my co-founder has background working as an architect in DBS and OCBC, AI architect. He had 100 people reporting to him in OCBC when he was the lead AI architect there. And so like he has a strong background like deploying into enterprise environments. A lot of them, when we talk to the enterprises, right, one of the things that they actually bring up is like, well, you know, are they going to send our data to your SONZAI system? Actually, what we do is we can actually deploy them in containers and then we deploy them on the servers. So we have a way to deploy in a compliant manner. We onboard as contractors with the companies. So that's like a very different type of approach, I think, that's really important to kind of note when working to B2B. Thank you.
Can you repeat how you actually make money? Your revenue model?
Yeah, the good question. So I think the typical revenue model that we're looking at right now is like integration fee. Integration fee for because we do the forward deploy engineering fashion. And the core idea is that we want to also to charge a premium using SONZAI credits. So we sell credits
for our... Is that a one-time
for
integration fee or is that like
yes.
a subscription monthly?
So it's like a one-time integration fee, a licensing fee as well. And then afterwards...
What are you charging?
Yeah, I don't know if I should disclose that on the stage, I'm sorry. Yes, but I will say like we also do like a cost plus on top of the model pricing, so about 20% cost plus.
Okay.
So any LLM calls, we actually charge cost plus on top of that as well. So that scales with usage.
What's the end vision itself? Because it can't be just an intelligence layer for sales relationship, right? I'm sure there's an end goal in terms of what your product could be in future. Yeah, what's
Correct. The end goal for the product, good question, is about building a company brain that understands all your users and ongoing one-to-one personalized relationships evolving with each user over time. So part of our core IP with SONZAI is that we build like a proprietary memory system, which involves like extraction of structured facts and relational memory. So every individual user has its own memory. So we're really like targeting a B2B2C use case, ideally, which is why we work with like real estate groups, for example, or sales teams. Maybe iGaming too actually might be interesting, but that's something that came up this particular conference anyway. Thanks very much for the questions.
Yeah, just 9 seconds.
What was the thing with Aragon and 12 million? What was that?
Yeah, Aragon is an AI employee company, so we're working with
that
them
a
to build
competitor?
a memory layer. Well, no, not a competitor directly.
thank
They are
you.
selling to enterprises, so.
Thank
yeah.
you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Fu, CEO, co-founder, SONZAI Labs. Great pitch. Great pitch.
Thank you.
Also, being the first one. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the
All
opportunity.
right. Thank you. I wish you good luck. Okay. Up next, we have the Bloomberg terminal for agentic sports prediction. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the CEO, Jared Dillinger. Please make some noise. Thank you.
Podium's kind of small, so I might have to hunch over a little bit, you guys.
You have to bend, yes, a little bit. We have, okay, let's go.
Okay, guys, good afternoon. My name is Jared Dillinger, and now I'm a former pro athlete, played for about 2 decades, accompanied about 9 championships, played for the national team, got some medals. I've been there, I've done that. Currently, I have the #1 sports podcast here in the country, and I'm one of the biggest sports live streamers, getting around 500,000 viewers per stream. Now, I want you guys to meet John. John's one of my good friends. John is in the States watching the NBA playoffs. John is making bets in real time. Now, what John is doing, what most people do, they bet most on vibes, on emotion. They have 100 tabs open on their phone, scouring the internet to find data, find sentiment, all to try to make these decisions in real time. Now, the problem, what like John is doing, is that users are making sports betting decisions using delayed data and fragmented tools. It makes prediction markets very risky. Our solution is that we have an AI agent that helps humans turn sports betting risk into an actual signal. Now, what does that mean? At the very end of the day, it means that for one, people, when they have the backing and the confidence to make smarter decisions, they are going to bet more. So that essentially is going to increase the LTV. Now, we are the Bloomberg terminal for sports. And how does this work exactly? We pull the live market sentiment from what the crowd thinks from platforms like Polymarket and Kalshi, and we couple that with sports intelligence, and the predictions are based on what the data says, with 0 decisions, 0 emotion, and 0 latency. Now, this can all be done because of our partnership with Sportradar. We are 1 out of 20 companies in the world that get put in their accelerator program. We pull all of their premium calls and premium APIs into our platform, and if we position ourselves correctly with them, we can be put in their venture arm to be a pipeline to their investors like Michael Jordan and Mark Cuban.
And we're not only a product for humans, we're also a product for AI agents, and we've already proven it. Right now, Agent Daredevil is ranked number 8 out of 18,000 AI agents in the whole world in revenue, and this is all proven on-chain for agent-to-agent commerce. And we have 3 business models. So free with ads, second for agent-to-agent transactions, and third is our pro plan for our dashboard with extra features like staking and node-based mesh networks. So we've partnered with big props like Red Bull, TikTok, Philippines, and we're ready to do this right now. And there's no other place to do it but in the Philippines. We are the biggest consumers of basketball globally per capita. And right now, there's 40 million basketball fans in the Philippines. And statistically proven, there's at least 60% of those people who bet once in their lifetime. And we want to increase that through micro betting with our AI agent terminal. Thank you.
Time is up. Thank you. Great presentation. Thanks a lot. Judges, ready? Questions? One
yeah.
request, if you can keep it brief, okay?
Yeah, if I can go first, I would like to ask and learn a bit more about how you guys different from competitors that you list in your memo, because it's obviously about background, but all people I speak to in sports, AI, are like agentic with the sport betting, they all have somehow the background related to sports. So how are you different apart from just being really well connected in space?
Yeah, so we're not a betting automation platform. We're not a prediction market. We're a user acquisition and marketing layer for different sports globally. So we're going to market with NBA because that's our wheelhouse, but we are expanding into all the different sports and all the different leagues. Our goal is for markets where prediction markets aren't legal yet. What we want to do is prepare that market through acquiring the users and giving them informative tools that aren't usually regulated or have already safeguards for edutech companies, which we are trying to fall in line with.
And what are you looking for what do you need money right now? What are you looking for? So you're in fundraising stage, how much you want to fundraise?
Yeah, so we are at pre-seed. We're raising 500K for 10%. Our goal is by the end of the year is to reach 10,000 paid users. By the end of 2028 is 300,000 paid users, which is 0.75% of 40 million users for basketball betting in the Philippines.
What's your valuation?
5M post.
Any more questions? Dom.
Yeah, interesting take on, especially for sports in the Philippines. So Polymarket just got banned 17 days ago. How do you approach your go-to-market strategy differently?
So right now, we are a free platform, and we are utilizing AI ads, where advertisers adjust what kind of ads are shown depending on your location. For example, in the Philippines, as long as you're not in custody of funds, then your platform can redirect to different brands, different retailers, even regulated iGaming platforms in the Philippines. So it's really setting up for what prediction markets will be in the next 5 years.
Are you taking any fees off of this besides the subscription model?
We're not allowed to take fees just because then it becomes a betting platform.
So it's strictly based off the subscription model?
And agent-to-agent commerce, which will be blowing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're expecting no government regulation hurdle in the next few years?
So our platform is designed to be regulatory compliant for the Philippines first. That's why we are sticking to no betting, period educational and information layer for prediction markets.
No more questions? No? Okay, no more questions. Well, I guess we can, which is good, by the way. I guess we can cut the timer, and please give a warm welcome and a big round of applause for JD and John, Agent Daredevil. Thank you. Okay. We're ready for the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, up next we have bond.credit, which is a credit layer for agentic economy, and presenting the project. Please, I invite to the stage Mohamed Elamin, CTO and co-founder. Med, please. We have 3 minutes for the presentation and 5 minutes or less for the questions. Okay.
Amazing. Can you hear me? Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Yeah, my name is Med. I'm CTO, co-founder of bond.credit, and we're building the credit layer for the agentic economy. So first of all, we actually noticed there is a gap in the market for agent. They don't have access to credit. So there is no standards, there is no under-collateralized credit, and there is no agent native enforcement. I think everyone is familiar with lending protocols. If you're in DeFi, you heard about Aave, you heard about Morpho. Then we had CAP, which actually give credit, but under-collateralized, so they have like insurance layer. 3chain as well. And bond.credit, in our case, we want to unlock under-collateralized credit for agents because we believe that agent will be capable of generating yield and transaction in finance and commerce. So how our protocol works, basically, we aggregate those agents, we give them a credit score. So we have come up with a score that we've been working on for the last 8 months that goes across performance, stability, risk, sentiment, and technical provenance of those agents. So we give them ratings similar to what Moody's is doing. So how it works, an agent which is a borrower will have access to a credit score. Once you have credit score, we're going to unlock a credit for it. And then the agent will be able to generate yield and will be capable to catch that spread and then give our users an LP yield depending on the risk that they want to take. It's a big market. The credit market is 30 trillion, and there is so far 130 billion in stable coins. And we're also going to create our own stable coin that's going to be a yield-bearing token that is managed by agentic economy, where agents are the one generating the yield. I'll skip this one. So our business is very simple. As a user, as an LP, you can only come and mint our token, our stablecoin, stake it, and you're automatically part of the system. We're going to give credit to agents, and they're going to be capable to generate the yield. And depending if you want to be a senior or a junior tranche, if you're senior, we guarantee 4% for you. And if you're junior, you can get up to 15%. Yeah, so we have a team here, like our CEO used to work at DappRaider and TrueFi. I myself, I've been in the industry for the last 8 years as a solution architect. I worked for layer 2s like Mod Network and Polygon, and before that I worked for Solana projects, and we have our CEO who used to work for a banking. We were among the first to adopt ERC 8004, and we pushed for all the standards. We were part of the ACP, Agentic Commerce Protocol. We pushed hooks for ERC 83, 81. So we're a very technical team, and we're pushing for innovation, and we already have partners with Giza, Zi-Fi, and Sail, and Surf Liquid. We already start working with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Good timing. Okay, great. Ready for the questions? 2, 1, all right. Respecting the timer. Thanks. Ready for the questions? 5 minutes.
I would like to go first. So being a DeFi project, right, and lending protocol, how do you address the security issue in DeFi right now? Because there's so many conversation around this topic, and especially when we step in intersection of DeFi and AI, which you guys do.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Agents are better risk manager. So I think everyone saw what happened with Kelp DAO, for example. Most of our agents, none of them actually lose money. They all pull the money before it happens because they have risk monitoring. So Zi-Fi even one of the agents pick up a tweet from Mark Ziller and pull the money. So they are better risk actually than you as an individual. Like we're not meant to be 24 hours. DeFi, like, you know, most of those attacks are happening during holidays. They choose when it happens. And agents are there, they're always looking, they're always monitoring, and there is data that all the last incident that happened in 2026, none of the agents were actually impacted because they were better at monitoring and better at risk management.
Can I check, how are the yields generated? Are they trading agents or what? Yeah.
It's a yield optimizer agent.
Oh, yield optimizer.
Yeah, so they chase, they're rebalancing agents, so the limitation is the code, so they only can interact with certain protocols. They cannot take the money and gamble with it, for example, or do
and
trade.
Who verifies, how these agents operate itself?
It's us. So we look. Part of our formula of credit score is looking at technical provenance, who audit them, who is the team, how much TVL do you have, the performance. You cannot even be part of bond.credit if you didn't have at least 12 to 18 months of proven record.
Did you pass any audit?
So all our agents have audits. We're in contact right now with Halborn to do our own audit. Our vault is actually on testnet right now. We're part of the...
Halborn.
Yeah, so we're going to go with Halborn. We have a vault in testnet right now. We're going to go in mainnet in 3 months. with our credit vaults and our stablecoin. We're in contact with M0, and maybe you're familiar with them. So this is the one who's going to issue our stablecoin. And right now, like, we're still on testnet.
Hi, Med.
Hey.
How do you handle the GDPR and privacy compliances?
Yeah, so it's a very good question. So we actually did a report with Deloitte and BGA. We talked about it this morning, where we talk about know your agent. Right now, the liability goes to the teams who owns those agents. So although we give money to the agent, but actually it's the teams behind them that is liable for us. So we sign partners with them. We have like off-chain contract as well about how much yield they will generate for us, and we hold them accountable. So, and for the data, like as you said, we're decentralized, so there is not much data we're holding anyway.
Just a follow-up, since access to finance and credit is one of the most controversial, what's your take on the use of AI for lending?
I think agent will be the most. We all know that agent gonna be doing 80% of transactions. Right now, I think it's very low, but in the future, soon it's gonna happen. Just like the internet has 80% bots and only human interacting 20%, it's gonna be the same with agents. They will be doing all the tasks for you, whether landing or whether going and do certain transactions, swap for me. And I think the credit is necessary for any economy to grow, and students need loan to go to high school, businesses need loans, and agents will need credit. So this is a necessity gap, and we've been talking about it in the last 9 months, and everyone actually saw this. It's a hard problem to solve.
Who's your main target audience right now, and about marketing, do you know the cost per user?
So we have soft deals with LPs. So think about turtle clubs, think about big LPs, LP providers that want to be part of the agentic economy and have because our job is to price risk on those agents. I can come and say, hey, I will give you 4% guarantee, but if you want 15%, then you're taking the risk. You might use your capital. So we have two types of users, the senior and juniors, those who are like DJing and want 15%, and they're fine with the risk, and the other one is the junior tranche, which could be also a regular user, just a DeFi user. But so far, we're focusing on LPs so we can have more TVL faster.
30
What's
seconds.
the TVL right now?
We are at 100K right now. So we have
200.
100K. So it's a private credit risk right now. Once we're gonna go to the mainnet, our goal is to get 500K to start with, and then grow it from there.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Thank you.
Mandate bond credit. Thank you. Good one. Good one. Okay. Up next, we have the next project, which is a decentralized infrastructure project headquartered in Serbia. And presenting, I give you Mikhail Voronov. And please give him a warm welcome. Mikhail,
Hi,
you
guys.
ready? 3 minutes?
Yes.
We're good? Let's go.
Hi guys, my name is Mike, and today I'm going to present you DVM. DVM is execution, security, and control stack for trust-critical operations. So you actually can think about us as about on-prem fireblocks, but actually focused on controlled execution. So actually we research a lot of this area and realize that custody is actually essential baseline for us, because in custody, like all other actions, is our signing. But the security actions, they actually done even before the signing even exists, because it's done by operator, by authorized persons. And actually this solution, that's this boxes, should actually control that, provide auditable logs, and provide actually whole trace who done this execution and according to which policies. The same pattern is actually in regulated and not so regulated gaming. They also has a layer that actually should control what's done internally underneath. And actually the pattern is kind of repeatable in stablecoins, in miners ecosystem, in gaming, in custody, in RWA. It's always the same. And the problem here is that usually companies implement it differently with the glue code internally. And they're trying to wire these different areas using open source MPC libraries or even HSM. And our solution is actually distributed virtual machine. This machine turns cryptographic protocols as a bytecode. And actually it's one of the technical innovation, because usually in all such solutions, policies are really detached from signing itself. And we are combining different coins together, providing them cryptographic links between them. And also it works like, so I think it could be considered as a policy-based cryptography. And also it works like a black box recorder, because from this black box you can extract all information that was used to done some action. Who control it, who like actually allow that. And from the business side, we actually realize, so like we're building for 1.5 years and realize that the best go-to-market strategy that we are kind of approaching now is that trying to provide architecture assessment to companies and trying to like point to security issues that potentially has in their infrastructure. And regarding the company, so it's company 5-person, 5 technical team. So we have 3 security and architectural assessments in pilot. They're active, they're paid. So the check is around from 5 to 10K per month. And also we have 4 security assessments in a row, including 2 institutionals. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good timing, bravo. Ready for the questions? Yes?
I think you really have a big business here. And you have a big opportunity, to be honest, with what you're planning. And I think the main question is, how are you going to compete with Fireblocks? The biggest one. How do you, is it purely relational, your experience, or, yeah, tell us more.
It's a combination. So Fireblocks is mostly SaaS platform. We are providing mostly on-prem platform. Because, for example, for big institutionals, they wanna like keep control on keys, and like also we wanna work on hybrid in future, but now we are doing mostly on-prem. Fireblocks is not doing on-prem, first thing. Also gaming and like some business like that's present on this conference, I think that they don't want like to leave keys outside their infra. And the third thing that I already said, it's a unique cryptographic core, because we first identified that actually a threshold signing protocol is a bytecode for this machine. And also we implemented a post-quantum secure algorithm, and also our own signing policies, signing algorithm that actually combines policies with cryptography. That's kind of unique because usually they are detached. On one server there is a policies they are checking, and there is a cluster that actually signs transactions. And we are combining them all together.
How secure is the solution? Same question. Do you have any audits?
We are working on audits now. So we are actually looking investment for legal and for audits. And we have like one company in a pipeline for audits. And actually from the security perspective, I think it's secure because like our team identifies several, I wouldn't say this is vulnerability because it's not confirmed. We just contacted authors, but in 2 audits libraries, the biggest libraries for MPC, will identify critical things. So I hope that our experience actually could be recognized here. And of course, yeah, we want to audit from several companies and then make some part of code open source. For example, post-quantum libraries, we want to make it open source because we realize that actually there is no good Rust libraries like in the world. And you want to make it first, and also like it will be, I think, a good approach with bug bounty and open source that people see what actually, like how actually code structured and what's done internally.
So, about your team, I heard a lot of titles, or not titles, but of what they're doing. They're security people. But what's the background of your team? Like, why you guys? Why are you guys perfect to actually deliver this? I didn't hear anything about your guys' past experience. Can you tell me a little bit more?
Yeah, gotcha. So, before that, like 3-person from our 5 was working in Fluence. So, Fluence is a decentralized cloud and serverless platform. So it was actually from my team. I was a head of R&D department there, and so we was a 2-person. And actually, our department was working on distributed virtual machines, so P2P workflow engine. And actually, this workflow, so like addressing question that was before, this workflow engine is really complex because it allows you to express coordination logic in P2P networks where each peer can lie. So it's much more complex than distributed and decentralized engine. So and two person you are know them. So there one of them is from security audit company known worldwide. He is the head of R&D as well.
Tell us more about your fundraising round. Like how much you guys raising now, how much is already committed?
So we are just start raising. We're mostly looking for, at this point, not money, but we're looking for help, for regulation. So we want to establish company in Dubai for for legal issues, and we want to help with VARA SOC 2 licenses. So we actually have negotiation with one company that can provide it, so we can sell through this company. But if we obtain eventually ourselves, it will be much better.
So you are trying to receive VARA. You want to receive VARA.
VARA.
It's
in the future, yeah. Not now.
Yeah, it's minimum 1 year.
Yes, and a lot of money.
So maybe I missed this, but what's your revenue model again?
Revenue model is on-prem installation of custody inside clients' infrastructure. So for some clients,
like an integration fee, basically.
Sorry.
Like an integration fee.
In a license, so it's a perpetual license with supporting.
Thank you so much, DVM and Mike Voronov. Thank you so much. Okay, great presentation, good questions, good luck. Okay, pitching up next, we are inviting on this stage the project name Polit, and presenting it is Shola Shofawara. Good luck. We have 3 minutes for the presentations and 5 minutes for the questions. We're ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Hi everyone, my name is Shola. I'm the co-founder of Polit. Polit is a permissionless perception market for monetizing polls and rewarding crowd conviction. As we know, polling is a major tool in measuring opinions across social platforms. On X alone, we have over 500K polls launched on a daily basis. But these polls are just opinion signals flying around with no economic primitive to it. On the other hand, we have prediction markets that have established the demand for opinion monetization. But prediction markets are focused on just future events, and they require oracles to resolve these markets. Moreover, the big players in the space are basically capture the entire market. Every opinion, the everyday opinion, can be monetized, and that is what Polit is here to do. We built a permissionless perception market that allows anyone create polls on every topic, monetize these polls via staking, and rewards crowd conviction, basically shifting resolution from being oracle dependent to being crowd driven. Also, we have social integration that brings this behavior to where users already do it on social platforms. So we have AI agents that can allow users monetize polls directly from their favorite social apps. This is the perfect time to build this because, first of all, we have market growth with prediction markets establishing the demand for these markets. We also have social proofs with polls being launched on social platforms every day. So there's a clear gap that we're here to fill. The platform works and takes a simple idea to income in 3 simple steps. First of all, you create, as a user, you have the permissionless ability to launch a poll on any topic. You vote and rally. So the platform works based on crowd conviction. So users vote and rally their community, their friends to join them voting, and you earn. We have a simple business model which works with a fee that has the user in mind. And also, this is not just an idea, it's actually a working product. And we put this to test with our closed beta, which we launched in March, with over 65 creators already, and over 600 polls launched on the platform. And this is something that expands naturally because it is crowd-driven, and users naturally are driven to expand and invite more people to join them staking on polls. Compared to the competitors in the market, like traditional PMs, DAOs, we stand out by being topic agnostic, basically being able to monetize any opinion. We have creator monetization. Resolution is now crowd-weighted and not driven by oracles. We also have AI agents that allows it easily accessible to users. Thank you.
Thank you, Shola. Bravo. Good timing. Good presentation.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready for a round of questions. Let's go.
As I understand, you want...
Okay.
As I understand, you want to launch the token. What's the utility of the token? What's the reason for the token?
We've not said we want to launch a token yet. Did you say if we want to? We're not launching a token. Like, there's no token launch in the mix yet.
Yeah, but you have a pre-seed and you have a safe plus token warrant. So you want to launch the token after that?
Yes, in the future, possibly.
What's the utility of this token?
Yeah, so the token is basically going to drive the staking activities on the platform. You're going to be able to use this token to launch polls on the platform. And also we have a $1 fee for people to launch polls and monetize polls on the platform. So that's going to be another utility where you can use these polls to get like discounts in launching your polls on the platform. Yeah.
So I see on here that you're referencing X. Are you pulling like APIs from X and you're actually monetizing the polls on X, or is this on a totally separate third-party platform?
It's on our platform. We build the infrastructure, which is the polling platform. But we're going to have AI agents that are going to be deployed on X. So users can call on these agents to launch polls for them. But it's all going to be hosted on our platform, which is like the infrastructure, which is currently live.
Now, what's your revenue? $1 from each poll.
So we charge $1 for every creator of a poll. So to launch a poll on the platform, we have a $1 fee. And then on every poll, we charge a 5% fee, with 3% going to the creator of the poll, and then 2% as a platform fee.
What's the actual cost to actually put a poll on? Is
$1, just $1, yeah.
What's kind of like your go-to-market when it comes down to the topics? Because you mentioned here any topic, right? Are you guys charge us any topic, or are you guys going to start with some specific topics first and now?
So we have a system where we have weekly seasonal campaigns where we focus on specific themes. Like, for example, we have a World Cup campaign coming up. So we're basically channeling users and giving them ideas on the kind of topics. Just an extra layer of a campaign for users to channel the energy towards. But at the end of the day, it's a free platform. You can literally launch a poll on anything that you find interesting. So that's the whole idea of what we're building.
I didn't really hear anything about the founders, you guys, the builders. What have you guys done in the past, and why are you guys perfect to make this?
Yeah, so we actually built a prediction market for the past 2 years. It was Core Farm. We pushed that to over $6 million in volume. But scaling it was just a problem because we were competing with really big players, like I said, and we needed a system that allowed users to participate in the market creation of the platform. So we had a feature where we gave influencers the ability to launch curated polls. We curated these polls for the influencers, but we kept getting feedback from users that they wanted to launch polls by themselves on the platform. So the limiting factor for that was oracles. Like, to create a free market where anybody can launch a poll, you require a resolution oracle, and that limits it. So we then, utilizing the idea of polling to allow users to freely launch markets on the platform. So that's why we had to go back to the drawing board, and now we're building Polit as a free market where anybody can monetize any opinion.
Okay, no more questions? We're good? All right.
Yeah,
we can cut the timing. Thank you, Shola. Great presentation. Thank you. Paulit and Shola, thank you. All right. Thanks. Last but not least, we have the 6th startup today presenting from the Philippines, named Salapi. And to present the project, I give you Eric, founder and CEO. Oh, okay. Introduce yourself, please, because I have the name of the founder. We ready? Let's go.
So last year, 545 billion
If you can
pesos
speak
flood
closer to the microphone,
Sorry.
thank you.
Last year, 545 billion peso flood control scandal. Ghost project, billions stolen, tens of thousands march across Southeast Asia. Money moves every day, but trust does not. It moves where no one can watch, and when trust breaks, help never arrives. That's why Salapi exists. In 2022, Indonesia's biggest disaster charity stole half of 114 million fund. License revoked, Same root cause, money that moves where no one can see it. Salapi's fix. The contract holds the fund. Independent signers must co-sign. Every step is public, live on testnet today. Humans still approve, but no one moves it alone, and no one moves it in the dark. So next is paluwagan or saving circles. The organizer collects everyone's money and vanishes. One bowl case left 150 unpaid. But the deeper wound is quieter. When a friend falls behind, asking them to repay feels like violence, so no one asks. The money's gone, and so is friendship. Salapi makes the contract the organizer. No one runs off, no one needs to chase. In 2017, a curator raised 1.7 billion rupiah for the poor and then spent through personal accounts. No one could see. So Salapi gives creator a transparent allowance, cap, released only with donors' consent. Plus savings vault, locked to the rules you set, not the one you wish to set. One reel, many problems. So why has no one has fixed this? This is the tool that could. A public ledger was built for engineers, not for people. Seed phrases, complexity, gas fees, addresses. Salapi hides it all. One Google login, pesos on login, USD at the back, sent by username. The answer was always blockchain, it just had to disappear. This isn't niche. 370 million people across the Philippines and Indonesia live. 98 million Indonesians have no bank at all. Every donation, every savings, every circle, paycheck sent to home, it's everywhere, institutions are weak. We earn on the rail itself, not on donation, never on token. This is a company, not just an app. We're not pitching a slide. 5 contracts already live in Stellar Testnet. It's a live website, you can try it, you can verify. What we show you works today, the rest is on our roadmap, not a promise. We are raising 200K to reach mainnet. Sign licensed partner in both countries and onboard first 10,000 users. For every broken trust story, I told you, this is the rail that failures needed. So 3 founders from Philippines, Indonesia, already building the Salapi. And the money moves, and now the trust follows. Thank you. So I'm ICE team, by the way, Steve Jimenez. So I'm architect by profession. My last project was Changi Airport. I've been in Web3 since 2014. So that's one of my background. And next is Arik. It's actually, he built a Katutu app. It's a Gen Z spending tracking account. And lastly, our dev is Farrell.
Thank you.
That's all.
Okay, well done. I'm sorry for the noise, but then you see, that's a competitive environment. Okay, let's go with the questions.
Steve, can you tell us more about the founding team and why Indonesia after the Philippines?
When Indonesia?
Why Indonesia as the second market?
Okay, because first, we have both scenario. Like, there's a lot of funds stolen, lot of corruption. So one we targeted is the disaster relief fund. So to avoid this, we want to build something that they can trust. So we kind of have the same scenario.
And which stablecoin do you plan to use?
We're planning to use USDC, but on the front, it's still on the local currency.
So targeting the Philippines market and your direct competitor being like Gcash, how do you plan to actually overtake or to actually compete with Gcash, being that they have a crypto wallet already installed and that you can utilize various chains or different coins as well?
We're not competing with Gcash. We want them to be our partners on-ramp, off-ramp, and link. So what we want is people to avoid the complexity of blockchain. So what we do is we simplify it by a username. So just give me your username and then I can send you funds. So all of those non-crypto native or very scared in Gcash will have an easier access.
It's like a Sentiname basically.
Yes.
And then it basically can utilize any chain with that Sentiname.
Right now we are first trying to deploy in Stellar, so we are not really thinking other chains as of now.
Okay.
How do you ensure sustainability? Like, what's the business model?
Sustainability, because we are thinking, we have like a paluwagan system in Philippines. In fact, when I started in crypto, it started all in paluwagan. So it's people giving money, like small amounts, they're pooling, and then it helps them. So it's one of our core features. We have disaster relief, creator reward, charity user awards where a creator can raise a charity on our platform. And then the Arisan or Paluwagan, which is a P2P pooling system, self-fund. So that's basically several of our products.
Yeah. What are the pain points or the hurdles that you see in the next coming years?
I think one of the pain points that we are actually trying to solve is you don't want to explain about the blockchain for a normal user. So for a older generation or new generation, they just understand about the username, but we want to put transparency on back of it. So I think that's the pain point. So like we have some issues like trust issues. So we want it to be the core concept of our platform. So yeah, NGOs, charity can trust our platform to provide those services in the future. Yeah.
Are you, so you guys are mainly charity, so it's non-revenue?
We have a revenue model, first on the Rails. Second, we're on the Rails system, like the payment, what do you call this, the on-ramp, off-ramp. So of course, gonna charge something.
It's a fee per transaction?
Yeah, it's a fee, yeah.
What's your transaction fee?
We haven't gone into that yet, yeah, so.
What's your valuation?
We don't have a valuation right now, but we're trying to raise 200K for our first 6 months runway. And then it also helps cover for advertising, KOL marketing. Also, of course, build an internal team and then complete our app from testnet to mainnet. And then partnership with the local rails and regulations and stuff.
Do you have any ideas about expansion for different regions? I don't know, Europe, US?
We haven't thought it yet because we are still starting on Philippines and Indonesia because both of us are from this country, so we are kind of aware on what's happening. Yes, we would love to, but for now we are not yet there.
Thank you for your slide, how you want to spend money. You're only one who did it. It's very nice.
Thank you. So by the way, I'm Ice Team, so not Arik.
Okay, we're good? All right.
Thank you.
So much. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Salapi from the Philippines. Okay, well, judges, you need a minute, or are you ready with the score? You ready? Okay, George, can you collect the, yeah. All right. So, we're gonna define the winner now, and we just need a few minutes for that. May I remind you that we had today SONZAI, a mind layer for AI agents, Agent Daredevil, Bloomberg Terminal for agentic sports prediction, bond.credit, credit layer for the agentic economy, decentralized infrastructure custody, DVM, permissionless perception markets, Wallet, and trust layer on Stellar Network from the Philippines, Salapi. Dear judges, tell us your impressions. What are your thoughts? No, share with us, please. Share with us.
Oh, we've actually spoken many times before. This is the first time in person that we've actually met. So.
Nice.
We've spoken online, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so what are your impressions? Give us your comments and thoughts after the whole 6 presentations.
Daryl and I are sharing. He has a unique perspective that he cannot share, of course. But it's quite exciting that people are building on this new idea, like an AI trying to underwrite. Me coming from a traditional banking, I really cannot even envision how a certain AI can underwrite, to be honest, with all the processes involved. Together with the question of Dom regarding the privacy, it tackles a lot of regulations, to be honest. Ideally or conceptually, it would be nice to have, but there's a certain limitation or capacity limitation to it that might not come into fruition in the coming future. So I guess we'll see. Daryl, share your perspective.
Hello. I think very interesting ideas, right? But I think at the end of the day, you realize that most of our questions surrounds, execution more than what it's going to be in 5 to 10 years time. Because at the end of the day, we're just trying to find out like what have you done so far. But I think overall, kudos to everybody come on stage.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure listening to every single pitch. I mean, there's been a lot of different categories to actually look at. I think it's going to be pretty tough, though.
Okay, Max.
maybe a few suggestions to be more specific about how you want to spend money.
Okay.
Again, because if you ask for somebody for money, it's a normal question for what? And only one project show us how they want to spend it.
Okay.
In presentations, the last one, only one.
Interesting.
It's kind of your theme, right? You mentioned it everywhere.
I am greedy.
Well, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having all of us here. I think it's a great page sash. I love that startups were all really different. So we covered AI, we covered DeFi, we covered prediction markets and everything related to it. For me, first of all, of course, I realized that I want to connect with founders after the pitch competition, which is already like a huge green flag, right?
It's a good sign.
I'm already like searching them in the crowd, right? Yeah, so that's why I'm really curious. Some of them pretty early, right? So really curious where we're gonna see them, let's say in a year or half a year.
Don,
Yeah.
you were there
Last year, yeah.
Yes.
I was about to say, last year was RWA and
Yeah.
security. So it just showed how the speed evolved. So it's good to know that a lot of the compliances, which are very drastic, there are smart workarounds. And it's good to hear one still native Web3 infra pitch earlier. I would
Yeah.
assume everyone would be AI and agent. So exciting times.
Yeah, it's interesting how the industry evolves. Nelson is your fourth pitch,
Yes.
third?
Yes.
Yeah, so you've been here since. So tell us your impression. What's been different? Have you been ever in touch with anyone that you listen to, especially from the Philippines?
Yes, I did. And I remember the first one that won, which most of the projects pitching were really traditional projects who have, to be honest, a big traction already. The first one who won came from logistics. And we've been in touch, I've spoken to them, but they really want to focus on legacy software, traditional things of way of doing things. So they didn't want to transition to Web3. And right now, with the emergence of AI and Web3, we're seeing a lot of blockchain, we're seeing a lot of AI. So it's evolving.
Great. And I have to say we have a winner. All right, let me get the trophy. Sorry. The most exciting part. Can we put the drum roll? Diane, can we put the drum roll? No? Okay, let's just do the drum roll. I'm going to be holding the pitch. We have the winner. Actually, Nelson, yes, thank you for reminding us about the whole... Okay, oh, that was great. For reminding us that it's actually the fourth AIBC startup pitch in Manila. And we have the winner now. Okay, can I have another drum roll? Yes, thank you. And the winner for AIBC Startup Pitch Asia 2020-26 is bond.credit. Woo! Let's make a big round of applause. Man, well done. Good job. bond.credit. Congratulations. Yes, it's yours. It's heavy. Congratulations. Okay, can we have a microphone? All right, there you go. Can you just say a few words?
Yeah, I mean, great event, by the way.
Thank you.
Very happy to be here. Not only the startup pitch competitions, the panel, the people I met here is very interesting. And looking forward for AIBC World Rome in November. Yes. I had to say it again, right?
Sure.
And yeah, thank you everyone. And if anybody want to talk more about the projects, we already had $200,000 of non-dilutive money. We're raising pre-seed right now. So if anybody want to invest or any VCs here are interested, please reach out and I can give you more information about what we're doing and the
Perfect.
team.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank
And
you so
congrats
much.
again.
Thank you.
Let's take a great picture for the memories, for the articles. Okay. Can we please, everybody? We need everyone in the picture. Okay. We're just bringing everyone in. Let's make a nice. You're in the middle, the winner. Of course. Yeah, just like that, you know? Okay. I'll join you, okay? Nelson? Okay, good. Hold it up. Woo! Bravo. Okay. Super. Thank you so much. Thank you, judges. That was fun. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you so much. Okay, great.